Alright, I'm back in a little bit of a different setting than usual, but I just wanted to talk about a little bit about something that probably everybody that does buy a bike does go through: prices. And I will say, prices of bikes now are honestly horrible. It's 2025, honestly, bikes are way too expensive, especially some e-bikes. Mostly talking about mountain bikes on this one, but you could be paying upwards of $15,000 for some e-bikes. That's insane. Yes, you get, good suspension, all that good parts, all that. 15 grand though? No, who wants that? Like, especially Trek, I'm looking at you. I think there's some that go for like 16,000. One, who is buying that? I'm not gonna try to like crap on Trek. Trek is a good brand, don't get me wrong. But 15 grand for a bike? That's just a little bit too much. And don't get me started on XC bikes or cross country. Like, they are still very expensive. Even some like bottom line full suspensions are still upward about $2,100. Why is that even a thing? Also, another thing I will say, road bikes? Why are they so expensive? I mean, realistically, I'm not much of a road biker, but dude, I've seen some, like the more higher end, kind of mid-tier ones, they're still up a couple $1,000. Why? It's a stick. It's 3 sticks taped together with 2 wheels. How can they be that expensive? I mean, what? It makes no sense. And like another thing is like, why? Who is spending all that money for a bike? Like, yeah, cool, you might have the best drivetrain, you might have the best suspension, you might have the best, everything, but then you're still just paying 15 grand for a bike that you could break, mind you on that. So, I mean, I'm just saying, I think anybody can agree with this. Bikes should honestly be cheaper, or companies, don't want to throw any fingers, SRAM, maybe make some parts that are still good, but just are unnecessary, such as wireless drivetrains. Yes, they are really good. They are. I've seen them. I've used them. They are really good. Are they unnecessary? A little bit. But, honestly, if they kept like that kind of format, I'm pretty sure they have the GX90. I think it's the same thing, but just wired. Still, I think the full set is like $700. Why? I mean, yet again, I do have some pretty, mid-tier, kind of lower-end parts on my bike, so I can't really be speaking all this, and also I don't have money, so that this could also be a limiting factor of why I have such a strong opinion on this. If I had money, I wouldn't care so much. But still, I think people, they even still, use all this stuff. It's still expensive. Like, who is realistically just gonna go out to like a bike store, just go online, be like, oh, I want to get back into, I don't know, going on the streets, mountain biking, you want to get back into that. You look online and you're like, geez, all these bikes are roughly what I had back in the early 2000s. They just look better, and they're still over $1,000. Like the Trek Marlin, that bike whole thing, that whole line of Trek. If you wanted a 1x9, I think the Marlins come at, that's still like $900, and you're still only getting 100 millimeters in front travel. Yes, it's not horrible, but then yet again, Trek wants to be like, oh, we're using the fancy parts. RockShox, Fox. Most of those brands, I honestly feel like they should start using Suntour a little bit more. Because, yes, Suntour might be like, oh, you use Suntour? Wow, this guy must be this guy's cheap, he's poor. Suntour is good. I mean, I've used the Suntour suspension on my bike. Those things can take a good beating without any maintenance. So honestly, just skip over the 100 millimeter RockShox and just get like a 110, 120 Suntour for like the same price, And guess what? The bike is infinitely better. And Suntour does do quick release and through axles. So there is a lot of compatibility with it. So, you know, I'm just saying, for those lower ends, I feel like Suntour should definitely be like the bottom line. I don't really think the RockShox is. Don't get me wrong, RockShox is good. You still get the air fork, but like, if I'm paying $1,000 for a bike, you know, I would still like a little bit more travel. You know, especially on a mountain bike, I'd want like 120 or 110, whatever. But then it's like, honestly, it's just too much. I'd rather buy a bike with somewhat decent components that I know will be reliable and will last me, but then I still get good specs out of those parts without it, you know, making me broke. But I feel like companies don't really see that. Even with the lower end bikes, you could still do the same thing. You just don't need all these, you know, name brand stuff. Like, I don't even know what the cassette is on my bike. I think it's a Shimano third-party brand. I'm not too sure, honestly. But the bike still works perfectly fine. So, I don't know. Bike prices are too high. I think it's one mostly due to COVID, but still, they're too high. There should be middle ground, especially. But, yeah.